or good afternoon SMF MMT. Here's a monthly chart on this beautiful trend since 2009 at the bottoms on Netflix, and we ran the course. I want to point out to everyone that any gap up during the earnings and after hours today, they report a little over 20 minutes from now, is that we're going to be a short seller. Yes, they have probably added plenty of more subscribers in the growth channel and more subscribers coming on board and going to put together more pricing packages. What I'm saying in the short term on Netflix is that the MACD, that's these blue bars, are at 51.26%. The 92.63% overbought levels in Netflix on a monthly chart says that it's time to take all the profits off the table. That any earnings volatility after hours would be a short up into the top of that, and that we're going to be extremely overbought on any gap up, on any news that Netflix may have to say. Meaning any guidances that they give we'll be looking at. But just remember, they're spending over $1 billion in content, that their revenue subscription model, that money, that investment that Netflix has been doing, they need to talk about that relative to profit margins. And not only that, how are they going to sustain the current level and the current environment, as we know that there's a time when all the good news is getting fully priced in the name. And Netflix right now hit a high today of $254.98. Here it is right here. There's your Netflix right here. 254.98. Here, your Netflix on a monthly chart, extremely overbought. We can get to even more extreme overbought areas. At that time, we're looking at taking the bear side of the trade, because you can only go so overbought before you have to come down. Now, when we look at it from that level, we look at it from a level of a weekly level, let's say. Let me put up that weekly chart for you. As soon as I can get it here, I will put it up. NFLX, MMTs, after hours is coming. So here is a weekly chart on Netflix preview. We got extremely overbought at 83% up here. You can see how overbought that this chart is. And this is a weekly chart. Now, I'm going to show you that right now we did have a correction at one time. We're not nearly as overbought as we were before as far as the percent DS goes. However, there is a disconnect that the weekly and the monthly, because we had a correction in Netflix a while back, but the monthly is showing a much more extreme scenario. So we do know that the monthly overbought versus a weekly overbought. We're not nearly as overbought on a weekly as we are on a monthly. Why? Because we've had some big movements here in this bull run. However, we will remain in after hours looking for the opportunity of any volatility price gap to sell and sell short. We will use and take a look at the put options a day after, so tomorrow morning, instead of getting in them ahead of the report, whether it wants to gap down $25 or gap up $25. We could care less. The gap up, though, we're going to be short selling no matter what on Netflix. Netflix is going to have to come through with some very strong numbers to support the current price.